everyone. Recently I've just been sent a gimbal attachment. Well, what it actually is what they call a Z-axis handle. Normally you don't have the up and down being compensated for, and this handle that I'm going to show you does compensate for that exact feature. You often see it when you're running or moving very fast, or if you're going down something with leading lines either side, you can see that there's movement either side. Well, this is meant to help that. So I thought I'd take you through the whole thing. So the unit itself is called the DIGITALFOTO, and it's just called the 4th axis detachable spring dual handle. So that's what this is. And there's just some multiple parts when you buy this device. It has been sent to me though, I have to be upfront with you. There's a couple of things that it has. It has the unit that you can see here, and I'll show you how this all gets put together in a second. You can just see that there's 2 handles on either side of this. Now it comes with multiple different attachments to enable you to use it with different gimbals. And I believe it will work with the Weebill S, the Rowan S, and also the Moza Air 2 that you can see here. Just do check that though before you purchase it. Make sure it will fit your gimbal. In fact, they come with little attachments for those gimbals that I mentioned here, and you change those on the inside when you're attaching it, so it sort of fits around the handle, which is really nice. It also comes with multiple different springs that you can change for the weight that you're putting onto the camera. So depending on how much weight you want to put on the camera, you can change different springs as well. And it also comes with a little handle that you have to use, I believe, with the Weebill S. And there's a little strap that comes here that will go around your head and then attach to the gimbal that I'll show you in a minute. Why would you need this? Well, like I said, it just depends if you have that up and down movement that a lot of people tend to get when they're shooting with their gimbals. I'm fairly good without it, but I do get the up and down movement if I'm working too quick. And like I said, particularly you will see it if you're walking down something that has leading lines or something that's close to you, and you can see the up and down movement as well. Well, the Z-axis is meant to get rid of that. So that's the whole point of this. And in fact, if I lift it up, I'll show you how it works. You can see here that it gives you that up and down movement as well, which you're not normally getting. And you can tension this totally different. So there's 2 areas you can adjust this. These ones will give you a plus and minus for the dampening, and there's 2 down here which will let you adjust the tension of the spring as well, because if it's bouncing around too much, you can adjust that to stop that happening too much. But the thing here is that when you're walking or whatever, this is taking that up and down movement out of what you're seeing with the gimbal. It seems to work very, very well from what I'm looking at in the footage. It's hard to tell though until I get home, and I'll have to assess that once I put it onto the computer. I did look through the viewfinder and it seemed to look much better, particularly when I was running, but we'll have a look at those samples when we get home. Now, I have filmed everything in 4K. I think it was 4K 25p, and I'm not going to slow them down. So the footage that you'll see will be the raw footage that's come straight out of the camera without any stabilization or anything as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what this looks like in the results that we get from it. Okay, so this is footage with the 2 handles on, and you can see that the footage here is quite good. So I'm trying to run down these stairs, and you'll see that I'm up in the right-hand corner there, so you get an idea of how I'm walking down these stairs. And if I'm looking at the footage, and you'll see that compared to the other one in a minute, I think it's slightly steadier. But you're going to have to make an opinion about whether you think that is enough of a difference to use this type of a handle, but I will show some other footage as well soon. So this next part is without the handles. Now you can see here that the bushes here just slightly move a little bit up and down. It looks very similar as I'm sort of walking down the stairs, but when I do turn the corner and I start to run towards those bushes on the left-hand side, they're just a slight little bit more up and down movement in the footage as compared to when I was using the handles. So this is running with the handles, and you can see this is very, very still footage here. I'm trying to run as quick as I could holding the gimbal, but the footage there is really good. Now, if you compare that to the footage without the handles, the trees are actually jumping up and down a bit, the 2 big bushes on the side there, and you can definitely see a difference in that footage. A couple of things, I suppose, about it. It does add weight, so you do have to be aware of that aspect of it, that it does have weight, and you will have to sort of make a decision whether you're comfortable with that or not, or whether you'd like to sort of go more minimalistic without having that extra weight that's there. You could take the handle off and put things like monitor attachments onto this as well, which could work quite well, because these just screw off, and then you could stick a plate in here and have a monitor attached to if you wanted to work that way. So that could be really, really handy. Apart from that, like I said, there's not really much bad to say about it. It is made of plastic, but I suppose for the price you're paying for this, that's expected. And really, to be honest, you wouldn't want it made out of metal anyway, because it would be just too heavy. Like I said, it does add a little bit of weight in this case alone. But if you are shooting on your own, and it does take a little bit of the weight off because you're carrying it between two arms. So you just have to make a decision whether you'd like to work with it that way, or whether you'd like to use it as a normal gimbal with the one hand, or as an extra handle coming out that way. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it, really. I mean, it seems like it works well. Like I said, it does add a little bit more weight though, so you would have to do that justification. Apart from that though, if it does stabilize it on the Z-axis, it certainly might be a worthwhile addition if you are doing lots and lots of video where that could be an issue. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will leave the links down below as well, so you can have a look at the actual product. And apart from that, guys, if you have any questions, I'll answer them as soon as possible. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.